What was that? What what was that? Like, I think there were video games, and I understand that video games are a medium where there's a great variety of things. And that's why I usually am interested in indie world presentations, because you get a good variety of games at these things. Of course, we just had a brand new indie world presentation, the Nintendo Direct indie world presentation with all these upcoming indie games. And it was something. Like, it was definitely an event. It took about 20 minutes long. My stomach started rumbling during the event. So, you know, yeah, let's just talk about this. First off, we had some weird Animal Crossing Harvest Moon style game called Ooblets. It's deemed as a cozy game, and evidently the cozy game genre is a thing nowadays. You grow and train these little ooblets, and it's not a game for me, but it does have a market. I understand that a lot of people do like these more relaxed, cozy style games. Interesting way to start off the presentation. Hopefully it's not indicative of the rest of things, but I mean, it totally is. Ooblets will be coming out this summer. Next up, we had Batora Lost Haven. It's like, one of those Diablo, Hades-esque style games. Top-down action RPG, story-driven game. I mean, it looks all right. It actually, looks a bit more like a video game than some of the other things that we see on this presentation. Not a game that I'll end up playing or anything like that, but Batora Lost Haven comes out this fall, so if you're interested in it, I guess wait till the fall. Electhead was up next, which is a retro-style puzzle platformer based on electricity to solve different puzzles. It's done by a one-man development team. It's, once again, not a game for me, but I will say that the music in the game, I'm going to assume it's the music in the game that they played during the background of this, was outstanding. Like, it was actually really good music, and this game will be available this summer. Soundfall was up next. This is a rhythm-based dungeon crawler, looter shooter with rhythm-based game mechanics. You know how those games are. You got to do it to the beat of the music or whatever. You play locally or you can play online. It has randomly generated levels based on the music, which is actually cool. There's a ton of different songs in the game from artists that you've probably never heard of. But if you're watching this Indie World presentation, maybe you have heard of them, because there's definitely a vibe going on with this Indie World presentation that it never really steers off of that course. It actually looks like a cool game though, Soundfall. I didn't really care about it initially, but the more they explained it and sort of showed it off, I did think it looked a bit more attractive. It'll be out today. I probably won't play it, but I'll watch someone's review on it, because, it's a game. Next up was Wild Frost, a card game roguelike deck builder, another genre that I just can't stand. I don't like these card-based games. I don't play card games in real life, unless we're playing for like money or something. Whatever. It looks fine. I don't remember when this game came out, because actually I had to go to the bathroom, because like I said, my stomach was rumbling while I was in the bathroom. Tabs was a game. Here's some of the gameplay footage. Okay. Not really my thing, but if you're interested in tabs, you want to keep tabs on tabs, here's a little gameplay footage. Gunbrella was up next. It actually looked, I don't know, it looked kind of cool, I thought. It's a 2D side-scrolling game where your weapon is a gun, Gunbrella. It's an umbrella gun. You have to upgrade your Gunbrella by crafting different stuff from different items that you get in the world. A 2023 release, so I'm kind of like, why the hell is it on this show? I'm sure there's games coming out between then and now that you could talk about that, will be coming out before this that actually have a release date. It is a digital Devolver game, so I'm sure it'll be a little bit of a higher quality than some of the other games. Here we go, folks. We Are OFK. It's a musical narrative from a band called OFK, which, I mean, I've never heard of OFK. I don't know if they're hot in the streets right now and that's what the kids are liking, but once again, this isn't my type of game. I feel like I keep saying that over and over again, and for good reason. It's kind of like a Life is Strange sort of game or something like that. My favorite genre of games. This game will be coming out in the summertime. We Are OFK. Hell of a way to get your name out there for your band, though, because now I have to look you up after the show, after I record this, and I probably won't like it. Next up was Silt, S-I-L-T, a 2D underwater game with a unique art style. You possess underwater creatures to solve puzzles with a monochrome art style. Comes out in June. Okay, Mini Motorways. Here we go. This is the game that I feel like everyone was waiting for. Mini Motorways, in which you make roads to help traffic in this top-down sort of game that looks like it would be for a phone or something. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice because I'm trying to respect video games and video game creators, but you know, I don't feel like this is what people were super interested in seeing. It comes out today. Save the world, make some roads. Wayward Strand is a heartfelt adventure game because thank the Lord Jesus, we need more games like this in this presentation. I haven't had enough cozy or heartfelt games in this presentation. It takes place at a hospital in the sky. You listen to people talk about their lives and stuff. You know, you could just go to an actual hospital and interact with elderly people because they probably would like the attention and they probably would like to be able to spend time with people. July 21st, maybe you could bring Wayward Strand to your local hospital. Cult of the Lamb, it's a cult leader game. You collect different resources. Dungeon crawler, looks okay. Once again, it's another digital Devolver game. I believe we've seen this game before. It comes out this year. Another Crab's Treasure, because you know, we just got to tick off every genre that I'm not a fan of in this game. It's a Souls-like game in which you play as a crab, and you play as a crab. You got a little shell, and you attack enemies. You know, I will say that this game definitely looked a bit higher quality than some of the other games that we saw during this presentation. It actually looked, you know, more like a video game. But once again, this is a 2023 game, so it's like, isn't there any games coming out before 2023 that you could have showcased during this presentation? And they ended on a sizzle reel. Ended on a sizzle reel. There was a bunch of games. They all looked like they belonged in this presentation. Take that as you will. But they all looked like they belonged in this presentation. And I mean, just absolutely nothing here for me. You know, the monkey one looked okay. It was like swinging on vines and stuff like a monkey in a 2D side scrolling thing. But yeah, this is how they ended the presentation. And a sizzle reel. So Nintendo, I'm sitting here asking myself one question. What the hell was that? What the hell? Look. All right, everyone calm down, because I know people are going to be like, no, it's not your style of game, so you don't like it. Well, yeah, it's my opinion on a presentation. So if the games don't resonate with me, I'm probably not going to be interested in it. But I feel like these Indie World presentations usually do a good job of showing like higher quality indie games, you know, the lower quality indie games, and a variety of indie games, so that usually there's something for everyone in these presentations. There's something that, you know, people can say, oh, you know, this game looks like a game for me. There was absolutely nothing in this presentation that was like, I need to play this game. You know, this looks like a game that I would spend more than $20 on. And that's, I don't think that's fair, because there's so many indie games out there that are trying to push the genre of higher price stuff and, you know, higher quality stuff. And these just look like your typical indie games. I'm not trying to disrespect any of the companies that were involved in this presentation. Take pride in your work and be proud of, you know, what you're doing and creating. But I'm more upset at the presentation itself, because it didn't do anything to deviate and insert bigger games into it to make people excited for this presentation. You know, that's where these indie companies can really thrive, is like if you're going up against a bigger indie title, something that has name brand recognition, like just for instance a Turtles game or something like that. You know, that's got notoriety, that's got name brand, and then you could say, well, you know, my game was right alongside of a Ninja Turtles game, and then that's something to get excited about. That's something to build upon. There was nothing in this presentation that was like, I need to buy this game, I need to play this game, mark it on my calendar. Like, it felt like, oh man, I'm gonna make people mad. It felt like, you know, Twitter checkmark gaming journalists, you know, not all of them, but the ones I don't rock with. It felt like this was a presentation for them, with these little games that are cute and cozy and narrative based, you know, the games that probably aren't going to set the world on fire, the games that a majority of people aren't going to be super interested in. It felt like one of those presentations, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, let me say that and get that out of the way so I don't get crucified on Twitter again. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to have something to counteract it. You need to have something to balance it out. And that's where the presentation absolutely just sucked my ass, because there was nothing to balance it out. There was nothing for, you know, let's just say the more hardcore gamer, because most of these games were little cozy adventures, and the games that you might actually be interested in playing aren't coming until 2023. So I don't know. This to me was just an absolute disappointment. Usually I'm pretty positive about these Indie World presentations. Even the ones that I don't really like, I'm at least like, well, at least there were some stealth drops. At least there were some surprise games, you know, something very cool. And while it was stealth drops for some of these games, like, it doesn't matter, because there's nothing to counteract it. There's nothing to balance it out to make it a good presentation. And it was not a good presentation. And whoever compiled this presentation, please DM me on Twitter, Nintendo. We need to have a talk, because I feel like I could have made this worthwhile instead of me regretting, you know, setting everything up and getting ready to film this, because it was a fucking waste of time. Yep. So that's all I really have to say about this. I just want to drink a drink and, you know, kind of wake up. I haven't even showered yet. Like, I woke up late and I just hop downstairs to watch this, and you ruined my morning, Nintendo. Thank you. Did you like this presentation? If so, congrats. I'm happy for you. And as always, subscribe, all that crap. Catch you guys on the next video. Later.